2 players, music, 1 court, and a match that honestly has no business being this fascinating in the round of 16. But here we are. Miami Open, hard court, mid-season pressure, and 2 women who couldn't be more different in how they approach a tennis match. Karolina Muchová on one side, Alexandrova on the other, and somewhere in the middle, a tactical puzzle that I've been thinking about since the draw came out. Let me tell you why this match matters more than people are giving it credit for. Muchova first, because if you've been watching her this tournament, you already know she's been doing something special. Music, the numbers coming out of her last 3 matches don't lie. She's saving close to 65% of the break points she's faced. And on a surface like Miami, where the pace is medium, the bounce is relatively high, and consistency is rewarded over raw aggression, that number is genuinely elite. Think about what that actually means in practice. When her back is against the wall, when her opponent is standing at the line about to convert, Muchova doesn't panic. She constructs. She builds a point from a difficult position and finds her way out. Not through power, not through luck, but through intelligence and composure. And that's the thing about her that casual fans sometimes miss. She's not the loudest player on tour. She's not hitting the biggest serve or the heaviest forehand. But the way she reads a match, the way she adjusts mid-rally, mid-set, sometimes even midpoint, it's something else entirely. Now let's talk about Alex, because her story coming into this match is completely different. Music, and honestly, it's the kind of trajectory that makes tennis worth watching. Over the past 3 months, something has clicked. The game that was always there, the raw talent that scouts were talking about, it started translating into results in a way that feels real and sustainable. And when you watch her play, the first thing you notice is how she's taking the ball earlier now. She's not waiting behind the baseline, letting rallies develop. She's stepping in, cutting off angles, flattening out exchanges, and taking time away from her opponents before they even realize what's happening. Her inside-out forehand has become a genuine weapon, not just a shot she hits well, but a pattern she's built her entire game around. Music, the kick serve out wide on the ad side, followed by that forehand into the open court. It's clean, it's deliberate, and over the last 2 rounds it's been working beautifully. She's averaging just under 24 winners per match in this tournament, which tells you everything about her offensive intent. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets complicated. She's also averaging around 18 unforced errors per match. Against the players she's faced so far, that ratio is fine. Music, you can absorb those mistakes when your opponent isn't punishing you for every short ball or loose rally. But Muchova punishes. She waits, she probes, she introduces variety at exactly the moment you least expect it, and suddenly those 18 unforced errors don't feel so manageable anymore. They feel like the difference between winning and losing. And this is the central tension of this entire match. Can Alex maintain her aggression without becoming predictable? Because the moment she settles into a pattern, the moment she starts hitting the same cross-court forehand rally ball 3 times in a row, Muchova is going to see it coming before Alex has even decided to hit it. That's not an exaggeration. That's just how good Muchova is at reading opponents. We saw exactly this dynamic play out when Muchova faced Camila Osorio earlier in the tournament. Osorio came out swinging, took the first set 6-4, and looked like she had all the momentum. And then something shifted. Muchova started introducing off-pace shots, changed her spin profiles, started slicing the backhand at unexpected moments, started approaching the net from positions that looked almost casual. Osorio's unforced error count spiked, her rhythm disappeared, and what had been a confident, aggressive game suddenly looked disjointed and rushed. That's the Muchova effect. She doesn't beat you with one thing. She beats you by making her things not work. And there's something almost unsettling about watching it happen in real time. Music. Now I want to talk about movement, because I think it's one of the most underrated parts of this matchup. Muchova isn't the fastest player on tour. She's not going to outsprint anyone in a full court scramble. But her anticipation is extraordinary. She reads ball trajectory, she reads body language, she reads patterns, and she positions herself based on what she thinks is coming, not just what's already happened. That efficiency of movement means she gets to balls that look like winners and turns them back into rallies. Music, and against Alex, who loves to hit behind her opponents after pulling them wide, that anticipation becomes a real problem. Because if Alex pulls Muchova wide and expects the space behind her to be open, and Muchova is already there, not because she ran there, but because she predicted it, that's a deeply demoralizing moment. You execute the pattern perfectly, and it still doesn't work. Alex's movement has genuinely improved though, and credit where it's due. She's covering the baseline better laterally. She's staying in points she might have lost 6 months ago. But one thing I keep noticing is her recovery after big shots. She hits the aggressive ball, the one that's supposed to end or shift the point, and sometimes she doesn't reset quickly enough. She admires it slightly, or she's already thinking about the next pattern, and she leaves space that a smart player can exploit immediately. Music. Muchova is one of the smartest players on tour. She will find that space. Let's get into the mental dimension here, because this is where I think the match could be won or lost before they even start warming up. Alex spoke in her press conference about what a privilege it is to be facing a player like Muchova at this stage. She acknowledged the level, the experience, the challenge. And while that kind of humility is admirable and honestly refreshing, there's a line between respect and hesitation. If she walks onto that court with even a trace of tentative energy, Muchova will sense it. Not because she's intimidating in a loud way, but because she has an almost preternatural ability to recognize when an opponent is slightly off, slightly uncertain, and she capitalizes on it without theatrics, without celebration, just quietly, efficiently, takes control. Muchova, meanwhile, has been in these moments before. Music, Grand Slam finalist, multiple deep tournament runs, and then earlier this season, a title at the Qatar Open. That Qatar title matters not just as a line on her resume, but as evidence that she can close out matches against high-quality opponents when the pressure is at its highest. That's a skill Alex is still building. Closing out big matches, staying composed when a set is in the balance, knowing when to lift the aggression and when to stay patient. These aren't things you can fake at the WTA 1000 level. You either have that experience or you're earning it. And right now, Alex is still in the earning phase. There's been genuine buzz around Alex on social media lately. The narrative of a breakout star, a player arriving at her moment. And honestly, the narrative isn't wrong. She's inside the top 30. Her game is trending in the right direction, and the belief that she can break into the top 20 within the next few months feels completely realistic if she keeps refining her shot selection and cutting down those unforced errors. But a narrative and a result are two different things. And this match, a round of 16 at a WTA 1000 event against one of the most tactically intelligent players on tour, this is a different challenge than anything she's faced in the rounds that got her here. One thing worth mentioning is Muchova's physical history. She's had injury concerns in the past, and while she looks solid right now, and has looked increasingly comfortable as this tournament has progressed, long 3-set matches on hard courts can still test her endurance. If Alex can push this into a physical battle, extend rallies, keep the ball in play at high intensity, there might be a window in a third set where Muchova's body becomes a factor. That's not a certainty, but it's a possibility worth noting, and it's something Alex's team will absolutely have in their match plan. The betting market has Muchova as a clear favorite, and the numbers justify that. Music, experience, ranking, recent form, they all point in the same direction. But there's been slight movement toward Alex in the last day or so, which tells you that the people who watch this sport closely enough to put money on it believe this could go deep, possibly 3 sets, possibly something more interesting than a straight sets result. And I actually think that's right. I don't think this is a match where Muchova wins 6-2, 6-2, and everyone shrugs. The conditions for a competitive match are all there. What I expect is Alex coming out with maximum aggression in the opening games, targeting second serves, stepping inside the baseline, trying to set the tone early. If she can earn an early break, the energy in that match shifts. But as the match moves into the second set, as the patterns become more familiar, Muchova's adjustments start to kick in. The variety increases, the drop shots appear, the sudden net approaches, the slice backhand that changes the pace of a rally completely. And then Alex faces a question she hasn't had to answer many times in her career yet. What do you do when the thing you do best isn't working anymore? Do you stay the course, trust your game, push through? Or do you adjust, change your patterns, take a risk on something unfamiliar? That decision, Made in real time under pressure in front of a crowd, that's where careers are defined. Both players have something significant riding on this match. For Muchova, it's about maintaining elite status, reinforcing her position as a genuine title contender heading into the clay season, where her game, built on variety and patience and tactical creativity, translates beautifully. A deep run at Roland Garros feels entirely plausible if she keeps playing like this. For Alex, a win here wouldn't just be a result. It would be a statement. A victory over Muchova at this level would echo through the rest of her season, through the confidence she carries onto every court after this, through the way her opponents prepare for her. It would tell the tour she's not just arriving, she's here. And that's what makes this match so worth watching. It's not just about winners and errors and break points. It's about two players at completely different stages of their careers, both with something to prove, meeting on a hard court in Miami with real stakes, real tension, music, and the kind of tactical complexity that reminds you why you fell in love with this sport in the first place. Muchova has my edge, not because Alex lacks the talent, but because the completeness of Muchova's game at this stage is simply a level above. But this will not be easy for her. Alex is going to make her work. And honestly, that's exactly what we want to see.